You seen the weather in Santa Cruz lately, or the weather on TV in Santa Cruz lately? I'm going to take a week to interrupt my regularly scheduled programming and do a video on the weather as I'm experiencing it right now. Full disclosure, I'm in an area that probably is just not as impacted as some other areas might be. We're going to start to see some of the reports come in of some properties that have more than likely been damaged for the amount of rain that has come down from the hillside, and hopefully not any huge slides that cause anybody any anguish or any detriment to their life. But there will be some reports of damage coming very soon, I expect. And a lot of it will be from the San Lorenzo Valley. But there's some in Watsonville, which is south of us, where the flood water has come up to close to people's homes. Again, I haven't seen full reports on what's going on in that area either. But my recommendation is, if you are buying in Santa Cruz and the weather's calmed down and, but it's still wet and it's recent, I wholly recommend driving around and going and seeing some of the neighborhoods you were considering purchasing in. If it's in the San Lorenzo Valley, that's just a majestic area. In the summer, you'll go up, it's dry. The sun filters through the beautiful redwoods, and in some areas it's very quiet and it's peaceful, and you're so close to nature, and you're just like, I want to live here the rest of my life. I want to just spend the rest of my days here. Fast forward to winter time, and the waters come on real fast. The rain does not want to stop. In the San Lorenzo Valley, it collects a lot more water. The trees collect it. The area just gets more rain. And you're thinking, what was I thinking? Why would I want to live here? Well, it is a beautiful area. What you need to know about the properties up there, and I would just say for all the properties here in Santa Cruz counties, understand where your drainage is. Do you have septic? Septics fill up. Their leach lines and the ground that they actually kind of leach effluent into, that gets full as well, and it can cause septic problems. Our sewers do run into trouble down here in the county as well. Are there trees? Or is it on a hillside? Does it look like there's any signs that they put drainage piping in to mitigate water that may be coming down the hillside? Now, I sold a hillside property this last year, and I think it was buttressed as much as it could be, but the kicker for me, which made it easier for me to be positive about the property, is no overhanging trees. Because their roots, the dirt washes away. And some trees have huge, huge root balls. Human beings may not even last. That tree may live there longer than the rest of the world. But the point is, it's really good when you're looking at property to understand all the elements that can actually become your enemy in a different climate, or in a different season. So it is one of my favorite times to actually show property anywhere in Santa Cruz, so we can have a really good discussion on where the water is going, where does it pool up, so it's not a surprise. Now, there's not usually a very large amount of listings. Sellers don't really want people walking through their house when they're all wet and muddy, and it's not really the best time to sell. But maybe it just might be a good time when the rain calms down to actually take a ride out into the areas that you were considering purchasing in, so you have an idea of what they do, because you'll also learn a little bit about that geological makeup. Like, we have some areas that have granite, lots of trees, we have lots of hillsides, and other areas we have arroyos. What are some of the makeup of that? Because we have a lot of different areas. So what are all those makeups there that, we thought we wanted to live in this neighborhood, and we drove down the street and we noticed almost every house had water just kind of pouring out the sides of it, and we're just like, what? We think we might want to go somewhere else. Now, before I let you go, and you like this, please like this video and or share and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and YouTube will give me much help on my channel if you do. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about water tables before I let you go. So water tables are, areas of water kind of underneath the surface. We have a high water table, but we also have some areas that are basically old ocean cliffs, as it were. So if you can kind of imagine, there's dirt, but then there's a very hard layer underneath. And once that water kind of saturates down, there's nowhere for it to go. So what does it do? It goes back up. It goes under your house, or in the case of my house, it creates a huge river. Like I'm in my studio now, and I might go in for lunch and I have to kind of figure out how I'm going to get across my backyard to get into my house. Stuff like that. Now that's probably not a deal breaker, but it's always kind of nice to know. And there might be a question that you ask, okay, we want to live in this neighborhood and we see lots of water. Is there drainage? Does it look like the current seller or the previous seller addressed water issues as they came along? Do they have a drainage pipe? Do they have French drains? Those are just questions you want to ask yourself, because every once in a while, like this season today and yesterday, we're just getting a lot of rain, and really the question is, where does the water go? I hope this helped you so much, and I hope that if you do have a home in the mountains, that everything is going very well for you and you do not have any problems. That is my true hope for you. Thank you. Bye.